Hey man, say man, back at y'all again today man with another video. Today I'm going to take you through the average day in the life of a retro gamer here in Tokyo, Japan. Today I'm in the prefecture of Edogawa going to a couple of my favorite stores, but of course we have to start it off with one of my favorite bowls of ramen. Without further ado, it is another day here in Tokyo. We're still in Edogawa, but we're going to one of my favorite ramen spots from back in Osaka. We're here now. We are waiting for our time on the list. Miso, ramen, chili paste here. Today we're doing another thing that we used to love to do in Osaka. We are here at the Furuhon Ichiba, and we're going to see what they have in a Tokyo store. So let's go ahead, get inside and see it. It's a tax-free shop. At least we got that going for us. Looks like there is a second floor as well. So this was my first time coming out here to the Furuhon Ichi here in Edogawa. And right off the bat, this store was huge, and you're greeted with your tech devices. Got some iPads, Apple Watches, AirPods, saw a few Galaxy products as well, but you know, that's not what we came here for. Furuhon Ichibas are where I go to get some of my favorite retro games for pretty good deals. Now, they do offer coupons when you make a purchase, and they do have a ton of sales and incentives throughout the store, so I highly recommend being a member, stopping in regularly, and taking advantage of their sales. When you first walk into this specific store, you're greeted with the card cases on the far right side, your Switch, PlayStation, and Nintendo in the middle, and you got your collectibles all on the far left side. Now guys, they had a wide variety of items, but of course you know the best deals can usually be found here in the junk section. I mean, look at this Wii U for just 500 yen. I mean, they had a ton of other cool stuff, a PS1, one of those GT Force Logitech wheels that you see just about everywhere in Japan. And right underneath, they had a couple baskets full of old accessories. Some PS1 controllers, Famicom controller in the first one, for example. And they had a couple games right there, but usually their junk sections for games are a little bit larger, so I'm hoping to find some somewhere else throughout the store. But without further ado, guys, we're here in the main area now. Right in this DS section, you have some heat. Of course, a couple box consoles at the top. You got Heart Gold and Soul Silver right next to each other. It's always great seeing both of those games complete in box in a great condition. And now, you know, if you need to pick them up anywhere, you can pretty much do them from a Furuhon Ichiba because they usually do have them in stock. They did have a bunch of other games as well, but particularly I'm just trying to fill my collection right now. My goal here in Tokyo and all of Japan really is to get one of every Pokemon game that has ever been created complete in box to add to my personal collection. So that's what I've been on the long mission to do. Definitely like looking at those GameCube games at the bottom though. I had to show y'all those, didn't want to just glaze straight over them. They have a ton of different titles. They have a ton of Wii titles here. They even have a bunch of GBA, some Famicom stuff as well. And one thing that I did end up coming to favorite about these Furuhon Ichibas is they sell basically like a pop protector, just basically a clear case that you can put a boxed game in. So I ended up picking up several of the clear cases just to protect my games during my travel, and that's what you can see at the top right there. Those cases came in huge handy for me while I was traveling to keep my boxes from getting damaged. I had 5 suitcases and they were definitely getting thrown around all over the place at the airport. And whenever I did return to the USA, I did have to bust open all my bags to show customs exactly what I was bringing back in, which is a ton of vintage games. You got it. So anyways, guys, getting back into the tour, you can see there's some of the loose games there. A couple box consoles from Famicoms to Wii's, Wii U's, even a Fit board of all things, some PS3s, CIB as well. And they have a selection of boxed GBA stuff here. Of course, most notably, I am trying to finish my GBA collection of the Game Boy games for the mainline Pokemon series, and so far I have only picked up Sapphire on the channel that you have seen, so it was definitely cool to see those.
But we're not going to pull the plug just yet. Oh yeah, that's right, I forgot we got Ruby a few days ago too. So we're getting them piece by piece, and we're not going to pay over a premium unless it's something that we absolutely need and we're in a time crunch for a video or something. But today, guys, it's just your average day in Niche Kashai, living the life. But I want to go double back to that junk section. Like I said, normally there's a pretty large section for junk games. You can see a little bit of the figures and collectibles I was talking about on the left side as well as I walk by. But I'm not really seeing that much of a huge outlet section at this one. I mean, the prices definitely are fair. Don't get me wrong. All the games in this bin right here, in addition to all the games on the shelf up above in this outlet sell section, are all anywhere from 1 to 500 yen a piece. Not the consoles, of course. You can see the prices on the PlayStation Portable right there, for example, are higher than the 1 to 500 yen I just described. But those are the prices for all the games, and most of those games do have boxes, except for the ones that are in that loose disc tray right there. But hey, new Super Mario Bros. For the Wii in the red collector's edition case for 100 yen. I mean, granted, that's a game that was really mass produced, but it's a classic. Everybody needs a copy of that for the Wii, and especially in the special edition red case. I still remember when I bought that Wii when it first came out back in the day here in America, and it came with the game. However, it came in a paper portfolio. So as a matter of fact, I did pick up one of those. I did pick up one of the box collector's edition of the new Super Mario Bros. Wii, and then I didn't have to pick up a console since I already had it, but I did bring all those back home and put those right next to the Wii for the collection. And hey, they did have a GameCube game here in the section as well, and a Beat Mania for the PS1 of all things. You really never know what you're gonna find here. Next off, guys, we went to another store. This one is also in Edogawa, Niche Kashai area, but this one is a hobby off. Now, I don't really typically go to hobby offs. There are so many hobby offs all over the world, but look at that, a Pokemon Crystal? Okay, there's some validity here, man. We gotta dive right into this. I did not expect to see that, but like I was saying, we don't normally go to the hobby offs. I'm a big hard off fan, big book off fan, but I don't normally go to the hobby offs. And maybe I should start, because it seems like I'm missing the opportunity here, guys. Look at all these games. Such a good deal on some of them too. Now, this crystal that was in the box, that thing was spectacular. It was a little bit more expensive than I've seen elsewhere, but the box condition was so crispy. Now just look at the consoles they have up above as well. Switches, Super Famicom, they got a Game Boy Micro, they got a Pocket, couple Tamagotchis there. I mean, this store definitely had some heat, and obviously this is their cabinet right here where they do keep all the heat. But on the right side, they definitely had some cool figures as well. Hobby offs are basically exactly as they're described. Hobby offs, they're for hobby collectibles, hobby enthusiasts. I mean, anything you could think of figure related, even die cast, which I'll show you here in a minute, they're gonna have. But a lot of them do have a small game section just like this one here. And you know, a lot of people cross over with mutual interest on different hobbies, so you know, you might collect Hot Wheels or Funko Pops or something like that, and you might want to come make a trade in here at a hobby off for a product you see you like. And that's probably how they wind up with some of those cool games that they do have in that small game section. And it's always nice how these specific stores always resell directly at the store. They don't usually bounce them off to a different hard off. And anytime that something comes in, it's put out exactly how they received it. So if it comes in with the box, that's how they put it out. If it comes in with controllers, accessories, that's how they put it out. That's awesome, because I used to work at a game store back in the USA called GameStop, and those guys are the complete opposite. It's so unfortunate. Even anytime we got any collector's edition console, something complete in the box with all accessories, you just have to scrap the box. You have to depreciate the collector value immediately from the minute it walks in the door. You got to throw it away and put it in a GameStop refurbished box. It was so degrading to do that, so degrading to the hobby, and just disrespectful to the console world. So the fact that here in Japan, the hard offs and the hobby offs, they actually care about the collector's aspect. They take the time to put these consoles back in the boxes, cabinet, whatever it may be, wrap them up, keep them nice and protected, so that way whenever the next owner receives his console, it's just as pristine as how they received it. And back on the back side of the section here, they had a pretty interesting room. This is mainly your die-cast area, and they did have a lot of firearm collectibles for props. Of course, none of those were real. Those were all props, but it was pretty cool to see a lot of people do their cosplay here in Japan. That is very big, so that would probably look pretty good with many different cosplays, all the different high quality stuff that they did have in this specific area. But you know me, I definitely do like some diecast, so it was pretty cool to see all the different cars, all the different models. The Japan market is way different than the American domestic market, but hey, that's why they're two different markets, two different regulations. They also did have a bunch of figurines here as well, and a few that I definitely can't show on YouTube. So if anything was blurred out there, I had to chop some stuff, guys. I'm sorry in advance for that. But after making my way through the store, the main thing I saw that I couldn't leave without was that crystal. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, chances are you'll like the next two as well. And until next time, I'll be out this thing. Peace!